happens are the people who are connected to you. And if you don't take seriously the weight of the people who are coming, you will live carelessly and self-centered, and you will mismanage the doors that God gives you. Preach, man of God.
Hey, come on in, everybody. Come on in. Let's get ready for E3 tonight. It's going to be amazing. So come on in. I'm super excited about it. In fact, I'm going to start just sharing, invite some people to jump in. Tonight's going to be really powerful. And so you don't want to miss tonight. You really want to catch tonight. And so I want to encourage you to jump in. Let me see. Who can I invite? Yes. All right. I'm inviting people as we talk. And I'm super excited. So come on, invite as many people as you can. Do not miss tonight. It's gonna be life-changing. Because it's interesting where God has me right now, and the things that I'm hearing, the things that I'm thinking through, walking through, dealing with. It's crazy. So I want to encourage you. There you go. Invite people to jump in. Do not miss tonight. Yes. Invite people to jump in. Thank you so much. Good to see all of you. I'm inviting some people that I believe it will help them tonight. And so come on, jump in. All right. So first of all, good evening, everybody. I'm excited that we are together and that we are walking this out together. E3 to me is one of the most important times during the week. I mean, I really believe in what happens during E3. I really believe in how we are all better because of E3. So I want to encourage you to just kind of join me and get better with me. Get better with me. All right. So let's jump in. Tonight, what I want to talk about is staying in the game. And let me just kind of share with you where this came from. Actually, I'm a baseball guy, and I was watching the World Series, and I so wanted Dusty Baker, who had been coaching for years. He's been coaching for years, 3 decades he's coached in, and played the game, been in the game, baseball for over 50 years. And so it finally got to a point where he was 1 out away from winning his first World Series as a manager. Now, he won as a player in the 80s, but now here he is on the verge of winning as a manager. First time, been in the game over 50 years, all that. They catch the ball, the celebration begins. All of the people in the dugout start pouncing on him because he became the center of attention. He became the motivation for his team to win the championship. He was their motivation. Well, something amazing happened. They asked him, what are the lessons, Dusty, that you've learned from this? And Dusty Baker looks in that camera and he says, stay in the game. He said, listen, when I was let go a few years ago, I never thought I would coach. I always knew I would coach again. And my attitude was, if they let me coach, I'm going to win. And so he stayed in the game. He stayed open. And that's the word I want you to put in the thread. He stayed open to the possibilities. And what happened was he won. He finally won the biggest prize in Major League Baseball. He won the World Series as a manager, Black man, won the World Series. And the reason why is because he stayed open. He stayed in the game. Why is this important tonight? Because I need some of you not to become discouraged or distracted. I need some of you not to lose focus. I need you to stay in the game. I need you to understand that things are going to get better and things are going to improve and you're going to be successful. You're not going to die unfulfilled and unsuccessful. And so if you stay in the game, things are going to happen that are beneficial to you. The creativity is going to happen. The opportunities to go after certain things are going to happen. You know, listen, reality is at 57, I became the dean of the Samuel Witt Proctor School of Theology. At 57, I stayed open to God, and God created that opening. And I'm teaching this tonight because some of you, no doubt, are wondering, when is this thing going to turn in your favor? When are you going to see everything that you really want to see? And my desire for you is for you to understand that if you stay in the game, if you stay open, if you stay available, if you stay accessible, you're going to be blown away. So I want everybody to invite 5 people right now. Before I get into the meat of this, I want everybody that's listening to me to invite 5 people right now. I want everybody to invite 5 people. Let me tell you why. Because one of the most amazing things you can do for people you love is to give them the opportunity to hear what's helping you. Give them the opportunity to hear what's helping you. So right now, I want everybody to invite 5 people. I want everybody to invite 5 people. I'm inviting some people right now. I'm inviting some people right now. I am. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here's the very first thing that I want you to get. Is staying open means that you don't quit when things get tough, that you stick to it, and that you problem solve, finding ways to continue on. Make sure you hear what I just said. You don't quit when things get tough. You stick with it and you problem solve. See, one of the things I want everybody to understand is that there's a difference between crisis management and problem solving. Some people are really good at crisis management. For a season in my life, that's what I was good at. I was good at crisis management. But crisis management doesn't always equate to problem solving. Sometimes you're managing the crisis, but you're not solving anything. You're not moving beyond the crisis. You're just kind of tolerating and enduring the crisis. And I want to suggest to you that you've been created to problem solve. That if something hits you, if something goes against you, if something happens you weren't prepared for, you're capable of problem solving, of looking at it and working through it until you get to resolution. And that's really where you want to get to. You want to live your life where you're getting to resolution so that you can move forward, so you can close some chapters and open some new ones, so that you can constantly be forging forward. You want to be problem solving. Watch this. It literally means that you give yourself a chance and you keep trying. You give yourself a chance and you keep trying. It's one thing when you are engaged in something and nothing's changing and nothing's turning, right? And you're just putting up with it. It's another thing when you can actually attack it, right? That, Pastor Cotton, is what leadership does. Leadership attacks challenges and issues, and you attack it. And you attack it with a goal in mind, because you want to come out on the other side better than when you went in. You want to come out on the other side stronger than when you went in. You want to come out on the other side wiser than when you went in. You want to be able to look at it and see what's there and then move beyond it. So tonight, the challenge is stay in the game. Come on, invite people. Stay in the game. Keep trying until you get to where you want to be. And then once you get to where you want to be, keep pressing, because there's going to be something else, something more amazing, something more incredible. And so there are 3 words there that I want to give you. And then I'm going to get into the foundation of my points. The first word is endurance. Staying in the game means that you endure. That's what Dusty Baker did. He endured. He stayed with baseball, right? He stayed with baseball. He stayed with it. That, listen, everything can't be quit. You can't quit on everything because it doesn't happen or doesn't work right away. There are things you have to endure. You have to stay with it. You got to stay committed to it, right? You got to stay committed to it. Man, we're about to go really good tonight. You got to stay committed to it. You can't keep starting stuff and not finish. When I was a youngster, I started a lot of stuff. Pastor G, I started a lot of stuff. Piano, baseball, Boy Scouts. I started a lot of stuff. And when I got to military school in the 11th grade, I wanted to quit and I wanted to go back to high school. And my mom and my dad wouldn't let me. They would not let me quit. And when my 12th grade year got really challenging and I was making some real mistakes, you want to know what my mom did? Viola, thank you for your seed, man. It always blesses me. And you want to know what my mom did? She wouldn't let me come home. She made me finish military school. And I was miserable and I was angry. And you know what she told me when I graduated? She said, if I let you quit, I'm giving you permission to never finish anything. She said, I had to keep you there, even though it hurt me to keep you there. I had to keep you there. Why? Because you cannot walk away from everything. Some stuff is never going to be accomplished in your life at the beginning of the start of it. Some things are going to take years and I mean years to get done. That's why I'm at a stage in my life where I understand that life is a sprint. It's not a marathon. Life is a sprint. I see my nieces up here. Yes, get my nephew up here. Life is a sprint. And some of you start things, but you don't finish anything. Life is a sprint. You know, you start a business and you're excited about it for a minute, and then all of a sudden you don't get any orders and you stop trying. You start working in school, you start going to school, and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, you get frustrated and you say, I'm done. I can't figure out how to be a student and a parent. I can't figure out how to be a student and work full time. I can't figure out how to be a student and do church. And so, you know what? I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it to the side. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put it to the side. And the moment that you put it to the side and you take your eyes off of it and you no longer seek to accomplish it, what happens is it now is buried in the cemetery of unfinished business. How much is in the cemetery of your life of unfinished business? How many things have you started? And here's what's deep. You started it and then you got mad because people didn't help you. Who told you that they had to help you? I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something to you that I want to challenge you with tonight. Who told you that they had to help you? Unfinished business. How much unfinished business do you have in your life? How many things did you start that you did not finish because you didn't stay true to it? I see my son-in-law up here tonight. Hey, son, listen, you got to stay in the game. So endurance and then courage, because you got to fight through some stuff. Man, you got to fight through it. Listen to me. You got to fight through it. I understand how easy it is to walk away, or you're ready. Oh my God, this is good. Or you compensate for the thing you're supposed to do by replacing it with something else. Wow. You start out doing something, you don't finish it, so you compensate by doing something that's less than what you were trying to do, but you still figure if you get something done, then you must have been successful. No, you're not successful because the thing you were supposed to accomplish, you did not accomplish. It is supposed to get hard. It is supposed to be challenging. Nothing is ever done successfully that is not challenging. So you have to have endurance, you got to have courage, but then you have to have confidence that you're capable. You have to have confidence that you're capable. You have to have confidence that you're capable. Today, I had to re-engage as dean of the school, right? And a part of my needing to re-engage has to do with me believing I'm capable of being the dean of the Sam DeWitt Pratt School of Theology. I'm capable of leading my church through this season. I'm capable of being the pastor of St. Paul and doing amazing and incredible things with those who are the partners of St. Paul. I'm capable of being a leader. I'm capable of leading Operation Save Our Sons into a new season of opportunity and possibility. I'm capable. You got to have confidence. So here's the meat for tonight. You ready? How do you stick to it? How do you stay in the game? Dusty Baker gave us some insights. So let me just kind of share what I hear. The first thing is you have to refuse to negotiate your desire and expectation. One of the first things you got to do is to refuse to negotiate your desire and expectation. When you have a certain desire and a certain expectation for your life, you have a certain expectation for the people around you. I have a certain expectation for St. Paul. I have a certain expectation for my family. I have a certain expectation for myself. When you have a certain expectation for your life, you got to refuse to negotiate your desire, your expectations. Even when you have challenges and even when other things come that look like it is equivalent. Watch this. It is equivalent, but it's only a facsimile. You want to know what a fax is? A fax isn't the original. A fax is a copy of the original. Don't settle for copies of your original desire. Don't settle for copies. If you got a certain standard of a house you want, stay true to that standard until that house becomes yours. If you got a certain standard for relationships, stay true to that standard until that relationship becomes yours. If you got a certain standard for your church, stay true to that. Stay true to that. And when you stay true to that which you genuinely believe is yours, if you're trying to raise a high-performing child, then stay true to that. Don't negotiate that. So if it requires you to make sacrifices as a parent, you make them because you have expectations that are non-negotiable. I have expectations. I have desires for my life. Right? I'm so excited about where my church is going because we are raising our standard to where we're supposed to be. We are raising our standard to where we're supposed to be. You don't negotiate. When you're in a marriage, you don't negotiate the quality of your marriage. You don't say to each other, okay, we're just going to downsize what we expect of each other. No, I expect greatness. I expect wonderful things from my wife, and she should expect the same from me. My wife should expect me to be a man of character, a man of accountability. She should not negotiate her standard and expectations with me. She is supposed to expect me to be a man of excellence, and I should expect the same thing, and we should expect that of our children, and you should expect it of yours. I expect Alexis and Claude, I expect Deja and Taylor to be excellent in every way. I expect Claude to be a great preacher, and so I work with him to do the things that will help him to be better, and he's willing to make the sacrifices to do it. That's the next point. I'll get there, right? I'm excited about what God is doing. Yesterday, I saw how well my son James did. I expect him to do well. It is an expectation. My son, Scott Cotton, I expect him to be excellent in the things he does as leadership. I expect my daughters in ministry to be powerful women of God. I expect it. There is no negotiation. You set the standard, and then you stick to it. And I'm talking to somebody right now who's been negotiating your standard because you don't think it's going to come to pass. All right, I want you right now to put in the thread. Everything I expect is going to happen. Everything I expect is going to happen. Put it in the thread. Everything I expect is going to happen. It is going to happen. Everything I expect is going to happen. And that leads me to the second point. You stick to it by embracing sacrifice and discomfort as a part of the process. You stick to it by embracing sacrifice and discomfort as a part of the process. One of the things that really scares me is how many folk don't understand sacrifice as a part of the process of being great. Right now, when you look at my life, people look at my life and they go, oh, Bishop, oh, man, I see it. I see where God has you. I see what's going on. Oh, it's amazing. But people have no clue how much Pastor G and I are sacrificing to walk in this season. They have no clue, Pastor G, what we are sacrificing to walk in this season. They have no clue what we're sacrificing. And I'm saying this to some of you right now. God wants to take you to levels you've never experienced, but you're going to have to sacrifice. Don't get caught up in one good moment, one good day, one good week when you want a great life. Don't get caught up in one good trip. Don't get caught up in one good moment of your life. No, don't get caught up in none of that. You got to understand God wants you to be excellent at every level, every day. And so you got to understand that you'll hit that place. Listen, I've tried to work out. I did. My wife's doing far better than I will ever do. And I've watched her hit that space where she got to get up and she got to go work out. And some days she hadn't felt like it, but I've seen her get up and go work out. Why? Because you hit that wall where all of a sudden it ain't easy, right? Sierra, it ain't easy. You hit that space where it ain't easy. And now you got to press through. You got to press through, Brandy. You got to press through because sacrifice, Gerard, and discomfort are part of your process. Sheena, it's a part of your process. And those who do great work and those who have great experiences and those who live great lives, that was the crazy thing about Dusty Baker. How much sacrifice and discomfort did this man have to go through? He's lost more championships than he's won. But the one that he got this weekend made up for all of the pain of the ones he's lost. How do you stick to it? You embrace sacrifice and discomfort as part of your process. It comes with it. It's nothing you can do. People who do great work give up much, right? People who do great work walk away from easy to do the difficult, right? You want to build a business, but you don't want to make sacrifices. No, if you're going to build a business, you're going to have to make sacrifices. You want to accomplish something in education, but you don't like the classroom. No, you're going to have to make sacrifices. And if you do, you will be amazed at where God takes you because sacrifice and discomfort are part of the process. James Allen once wrote, there can be no progress, no achievement without sacrifice, and a man's worldly success will be in the measure that he sacrifices. Wow. A man's measure, a person's measurement will be in the sacrifice that they're willing to give. Here's the third one. And Ray's on top of his game tonight. Here's the third one. Develop a plan that can be executed. Now, over the course, since the pandemic over 2 years ago when I started doing E3 about 2 years ago, I've said a lot of the same stuff in terms of develop a plan. But now I've come to understand something very important, Brandon. And again, congratulations, son, on crossing Alpha. Here's the thing that I've discovered is that you can develop a plan and it not be execution. You can develop a plan, but it not be realistic. You can't execute it. If I develop a plan that requires $1 million and I don't have $1 million, I'm going to be frustrated just in trying to get the $1 million. So I need to develop a plan that gets me to the $1 million. But it starts with what I have in my hand. Which means, and let's go back to the I don't quote the Bible a lot on Mondays, but let's go back to what Jesus said about counting the cost. You don't start to build a tower until you count the cost. Hey, Damon, good to see you, man. So watch this, and so watch this, Elder Tania. I started something, but I did not build out a plan that was executional. I didn't build out a plan that can accomplish it. So if you start a business, let's say you start a business and you didn't think through any of it. You just started it because you like baking pies. Let's say you like baking pies. Okay, Renata, you like baking pies. Okay, Angela, you like popcorn, right? But you didn't think about what happens if I get an order of 20. Do I have the capacity to execute 20? Am I thinking about expansion? And am I building into my plan ways to achieve what I believe is my goal and my assignment? For many of us, here's a mistake we make. We have great ideas, but it's not executional. We have great ideas, but it can't go any further than us. Because the idea is amazing, but we didn't develop a plan. So you need to stop and develop a plan. Even if you're doing something right now that's really, even if you already have a business, right, Damon? You already got a business. You already got a business. Brandon, you already got a church. Even if you already got some stuff, stop. Look at where you are, Pastor G, and ask the tough question. If this thing takes off, have I built in enough space to be successful? I'm gonna tell you something, and it's gonna trip you out. You want to know what kills some businesses? What kills some businesses was that they did not plan to succeed. They only planned to survive. They did not build out a plan to execute the vision. They just simply did it. Listen. Operate Save Our Sons, third Saturday in May, I think it was May 17th, 2012. I got blown away. 1,500 kids show up. Last Friday, 150, 167, 170 kids showed up. Some people would say, "Oh my God, you have failed." Watch this, Ann, because you started with 1,500, 10 years later, you're at 175. No. The 167 and 170 is actually success. One, because we're still doing it. But two, now we're focused not on just the pain of young men, but on the future of young men. Do you see what I'm saying? We have built out a plan that's now executional. And now we're seeing the possibilities. So now the president of Virginia Union shows up, and the president says, I'm going to give a scholarship, and I'm going to give acceptance to every young man who stands up right now. 10 years ago, we wasn't in a position for that. 10 years later, now we're in a position to get young men into college. 10 years ago, we were just trying to make sure they don't go to jail. 10 years later, we're getting them into college. What is your plan? And is it executional? Think bigger than now, but don't think reckless. You got to have a plan. Because just in case God blesses you and grows your business and grows your ministry and you got to be thinking, am I ready for it? So let me suggest some things. Bill Belichick, the famous football coach, once said, what we control is our performance and our execution. That's what we're going to focus on. What we control is our performance and our execution. And that's what we're going to focus on. It's time for you to stop focusing on the people that don't like you. Lord, help them talk to me. It's time for you to stop focusing on the people who are out there as renegades. You need to focus on your performance and your execution. If you have a product, you need to focus on creating the kind of product that is so amazing until it feeds the next customer. It feeds the next customer. The next customer is on the hook because your product is so good, Papa, till it feeds the next customer. So let me give you, 2, 4, 6 things really quickly about developing a plan that can be executed. 1, begin with your why. Begin with your why, right? Begin with your why. I'm going to get these to you real quickly. Begin with your why, all right? Okay, Ray, we're going to move quickly. Develop a vision statement, all right? Begin with your why. Develop a vision statement. 3, study your target. Okay, so let me go back. Begin with your why. Why am I doing this? All right? Your why has to be bigger than I want to make money. Your why has to be bigger than I want to make money. Secondly, develop a vision statement. Okay, Pastor G put in there a business statement. Develop a business statement, a vision statement. Develop something that gives you guidance. That gives you guidance, right? That gives you guidance. Here's number 3. You ready? Study your target. Study your market, right? If you're building out a product for women, what do you know about the needs and the desires of women? I'm building out a product at the School of Theology. I'm studying the marketplace. I'm understanding that there are certain things that attract people to seminary. Church, study your target. We got to do better at St. Paul. Study your target. If you want to get promotions on your job, go on that job and study the culture of that job. Who's who? Study your target. Number 4, you ready? Define what you want, develop why you need it, and then deploy the plan. Whoo! Define what you want, develop why you need it, and then deploy the plan. That's really the first 3 right there. Define what you want, develop why you need it, and deploy your plan. Here's the next one. Break it down into manageable parts. Now, why is this important? Because you don't want to bite off more than you can chew. So break it down into manageable parts. Break it down into manageable parts. Break it down into manageable parts. Okay, my first year, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to build it out to my second year. By my 5th year, I should be here, right? Break it down into manageable parts. The last piece to that, which leads me to number 4, build a support network. Listen to me. Great vision is never tennis. It's always football. Great vision is never tennis. It's always football. It's always baseball. It requires, watch number 4, that you choose teammates who want to win too. You build a support network, and here's how you do it. You choose teammates that want to win too. That's the next one, Ray. You choose teammates that want to win too. You got to choose some people that want to win with you. I had a meeting recently at the church, and what I said to the people in that room is I need some people who going to go get it with me. If you ain't going to go get it with me, then I don't need you in this room. In this season of my life, I don't need people who lean on me. I need people who are willing to go after it. You need teammates that want to win. In a few minutes, I got a meeting with our leaders at our church, and that's my message to them tonight. I need teammates that want to win. If you want to build a great business, you got to find somebody who want to win with you. It could be your spouse. It could be your sibling. It could be your children. It could be your best friend. It could be a stranger who has the same passion. But you got to find some people that want to win. You got to choose some teammates that want to win, that want to go hard after this thing. That's been one of the joys of being at the School of Theology. One of my assistant deans, Dr. Paul Flowers, he believes in winning. I can call him anytime, right? I've got people around me at the church. Call them anytime. What you thinking about? Where are you? You need people who want to win. So you need teammates. I love my wife because she's my teammate. She wants to win in life. Henrietta, she wants to win. And you guys, Lady Foreman, when you want to win, man, you are dangerous when you want to win. Because you'll make the sacrifices. You'll go through the stuff that needs to be gone through. Beyonce once said, if you're with the right person, it brings out the best version of you. I know I threw him out. If you're with the right person, it brings out the best version of you. Beyonce said that, right? Miles Monroe said, okay, now you put up the Miles Monroe one, right? You own your game, Ray. You own your game, man. We are the sum total of what we have learned from all who have taught us, both great and small. Man, that's so big right there. We are the sum total of what we've learned from all who have taught us, both great and small. You are the sum total of everybody that's touched your life. You're the sum total. So the question is, are you allowing them to touch you? Why be around somebody successful and you don't take advantage of it? Why be in the company of somebody who's actually doing life at a high level and you're not taking advantage of it? Listen, I've learned one thing. Winners attract winners. So you don't want to be around anybody who is winning and you don't take advantage of it. That's why building this network is so important. Thank you, Brandy. Building this network is so important, Sister Marshall, because Tracy, when you tap in to the strength of other people, and when you begin to know what they've got working in them and you learn from it, and you watch how they handle things and you watch how they deal with stuff, listen, it is real easy. It's real easy. It's easy to be successful if you got the right mentors and the right relationships in your life. It's easy. It's easier to be successful. Here's the last part. I'm done. Thank y'all for hanging out. We got up to almost 70 tonight. Thank y'all for hanging out. We got up over 70 tonight. Thank y'all for hanging out. Here it is. Live with an edge. I want everybody to put that in the chat in caps. Live with an edge. Live with an edge. Now, some people don't understand what I mean by this. So I'm going to tell you. Because I'm taking the positive side of this. Living with an edge really has to do with the fact that you got such an urgency till you're not wasting time. Listen to me. Don't get hemmed up. And my wife will tell you, I am a word of affirmation guy. But I've learned something very valuable in my life. Don't get intoxicated with compliments and lose your edge for being the best you can be. Don't get caught up with a successful moment or a successful week or a successful month and lose your edge. It was so interesting, Hope and Peggy, I see you guys up here, and it was so interesting. Brittany McClinton, God bless you. Vera, I love you guys. Thank y'all for jumping on. It's so easy. There's a guy who played for the Redskins, and they won the Super Bowl. And he was a running back, and he killed, right? He killed, had an amazing game. Man, that dude had an amazing game, got paid, and you never saw him successful again. He lost his edge. Years ago, a guy by the name of he went to our church, John Henderson, was an amazing NFL player. And John talked about one of his teammates who was an exceptional player. And he got a big check from a team. And I'll never forget John telling me. John said, "Pass, ain't nothing else going to happen for him. Because all he wanted was the money. He don't care about winning. He just wanted to get paid." And his career, and he was out of the league in 2 years. He lost his edge. Brandon, you gotta keep your edge. What does that mean? You go hard. You know how to rest, you know how to have fun, but you go hard. You are willing to take risk. You're willing to put yourself out there. Okay? To watch this. When you live with an edge, it is to live without fear and willing to take risks to achieve your goals. There's a quote I close with. If you don't live on the edge, you will never see the view. Woohoo! I love it. You don't live on the edge, you'll never see the view. My challenge to you is stay in the game. Don't you quit. If it gets hard, if it gets challenging, stay in the game. I love you guys. Listen, for all of my St. Paul leaders, I'll see y'all in the few at 7 o'clock. I love you guys. Be blessed. I'm not going to keep you long. Be blessed. And remember this. You can never do anything awesome if you don't stay in the game. Love you guys. I'll be back next week. I will. It's Ellison Jones Convocation at Virginia Union, but I'll be back before service. Love you guys. Thank you so much. See you next week. Stay in the game, y'all. Stay in the game. See y'all next week.
That feels like there's something, and you put your hands down. And this is my last question. Everybody that feels, right, who's standing, who feels like there's a God that's moving in your life. You might not know if you want to be a preacher, but you know that you got a call to do something for humanity. Lift your hands. Guess what? Each and every one of you have just been accepted to Virginia Union University. Nice. No, I'm telling you. No. See, you can't run for chicken more than you run for promise. I just told you. All you got to do is go to VUU President. Just go to IG right now. VUU President. Go right now. Pick up your phone. I just told you. You do not have to apply again. You don't have to do an application. I just told you are all accepted at Virginia University.